Serial killers usually exhibit an irresistible urge to be recognized for their work. Though it may sound strange, but strange is the only normal thing for these killers. Many of them leave behind a pattern, a calling card, or a signature, ensuring that people know it's their work. These marks aren't just random. They're deliberate acts, almost like a twisted form of branding. For some, it's a need for validation, for others a way to cement their legacy. Welcome back to Prison Stories. Today, we're exploring the calling cards and signatures of serial killers. These killers didn't just leave behind bodies. They left behind symbols and patterns designed to make sure the world knew their name. Let's find out some of the most interesting signatures from serial killers and backstories on each. The Zodiac Killer, a name he gave himself. The killer used a symbol resembling a circle with a cross at the end of his letters. The Zodiac Killer left behind some of the most cryptic and chilling signatures in serial killer history. His calling card was a combination of taunting letters and complex ciphers sent to newspapers and police. The Zodiac's letters were filled with cryptic messages, often boasting about his murders, and included an eerie demand for attention. He used symbols, such as a circle with a cross in it, a symbol he believed represented his identity. One of his most notorious ciphers, sent in 1969, was never fully decoded, adding to his mystery. His need to communicate with the public was central to his signature, leaving authorities and the public alike in a state of constant fear and frustration. The Zodiac's letters not only gave him fame, but also allowed him to control the narrative, making it clear he was always watching, always a step ahead. Despite years of investigation, the killer was never identified, and his cryptic signature lives on as one of the most perplexing in criminal history. BTK, Dennis Rader, known as the BTK Strangler, used the three letters from his killer name, bind, torture, and kill, to leave his signature. The letters were arranged in a peculiar way, designed to resemble a human figure. The K was turned sideways at the bottom of the stack, with the B positioned at the top, also turned sideways. Rader even added two dots in the B to resemble a pair of breasts, giving it a disturbing, almost mocking appearance. For over 30 years, detectives managed to keep the signature secret, even during the years when Rader went silent and presumably stopped killing. But did he really stop? The authorities certainly didn't think so, and neither did BK. He never revealed his signature to anyone outside of law enforcement, likely fearing someone would try to copy his grisly work. It wasn't until Cake News aired a copy of the signature after Rader had been charged with 10 murders between 1974 and 1991 that the public truly understood the twisted mark he'd left behind. Richard Ramirez. Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, terrorized Southern California between 1984 and 1985, leaving behind a trail of brutal murders, sexual assaults, and robberies. What made Ramirez's signature so haunting wasn't just the sheer violence of his crimes, but the chilling symbols he left at the crime scenes. Ramirez would often draw pentagrams on the walls, using chalk, blood, or even a victim's own blood. The pentagram, a symbol of Satanism, became his calling card, an unsettling glimpse into his dark, twisted beliefs. His actions were not random. They seemed calculated, intended to send a message to both his victims and law enforcement. His crimes were marked by a terrifying mix of unpredictability, fear, and satanic ritual. The pentagram became synonymous with his name, and it served as a grim reminder of the terror he unleashed upon the city. Ramirez's ultimate capture came after his image was broadcast on television, leading to his identification by a group of citizens. But the pentagram remains a symbol forever tied to his legacy as one of the most notorious killers in history. Smiley Face. This killer or killers are believed to be responsible for over 40 deaths of college-age men across the United States. These deaths that were made to look like accidental drownings. Thanks to diligent investigative work and GPS tracking, 2 retired detectives were able to map the path of the rivers where each body was discovered. By following the flow of the water, they pinpointed where the bodies were likely dumped. What they uncovered at many of these locations was deeply unsettling. a smiley face, painted on trees, rocks, or other surfaces near the scenes. With each new discovery, the faces became more disturbing, none more chilling than the one found in Iowa, drawn in red with devil's horns, accompanied by the words, "Evil, happy, smiley face man." Was this the signature of a group of killers, or a symbol left behind to mock law enforcement? The mystery remains unsolved. Keith Jesperson, known as the Happy Face Killer, earned his chilling nickname after sending a series of taunting letters to the media, each adorned with a smiley face. Jesperson murdered at least 8 women during the 1990s, though he later claimed to have killed more. His signature wasn't just a smiley face, but the way he reveled in the media's attention. In his letters, he'd often describe the killings in disturbing detail, signing off with a smiling face, as if mocking both his victims and law enforcement. Jesperson's signature was his need to be recognized for his crimes, and the smiley face served as a sinister symbol of his twisted desire for fame. His letters made it clear. He was in control, playing games with the media and the police. Eventually, his arrogance would lead to his capture, but his smiley face remained a chilling reminder of the psychological games he played along the way. The calling cards and signatures left behind by these killers aren't just random acts. They're windows into their twisted psyches. Each signature is a deliberate, calculated act designed to satisfy a deep psychological need. For some, it's the craving for recognition. For others, it's about control, the ability to dominate not only the lives of their victims, but also the narrative of their crimes. These symbols, whether it's a pentagram, a smiley face, or cryptic letters, all serve one common purpose: to ensure that their actions are remembered, that they are seen as more than just nameless monsters. The impact of their signatures is profound. It fuels fear, invites media frenzy, and keeps the world guessing. In the end, these killers aren't just looking to take lives. They're seeking public attention and establishing authority. Thank you for watching Prison Stories. Tell us in the comments your thoughts about the motive behind these serial killer signatures. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more stories from the world of true crime.